AskReddit by deleted. What was the most obvious hitter you have ever seen on AITA, excluding Raja bait? That one dad who thought his daughter making money with an iPad she owned was irresponsible because she wasn't doing chores and that her art wouldn't make her money in the long run, even though she was a teen and already getting commissions. He stole her iPad and sold it. It was only after Reddit thoroughly reamed him that he relented slightly by buying her a lesser quality tablet. This is the stupidest thing on the planet. Your kid is basically starting a business in grade school and you think it's going to ruin her long-term earning potential. First time I ever worked for myself was selling t-shirts I designed in high school. It's not like I sell t-shirts to high schoolers for a living now. That bride who was pissed off that her friend who was supposed to be her maid of honor didn't want to be in the wedding because the guy who raped her was the best man. After posting, she got up the nerve to tell her friend that she couldn't be there. Eventually the groom reached out to her and it turns out the bride hadn't even told him and made it some story about OP having a crush on the rapist and that was where the drama came from. Fortunately, the groom had heard a rumor in high school, which his rapist friend had told him held no merit and were just rumors. The groom also had his own trauma from childhood so for him there was no question that she was telling the truth. Turns out the bride friend was basically violent going through a bridezilla phase, and I believe the wedding was eventually called off. Because why would you ever want to marry someone that despicable? Of course the bride started text bombing her, how could you ruin my life, etc. By this point, OP was done and immediately blocked her on everything, realizing Edit, typos. Bridezilla demanded that girl dye her hair a more natural color, because being a natural redhead wasn't natural. I remember a similar one. Her brother's bride dyed her hair the same colors as OP, then demanded OP change her hair color so that she could be unique in the wedding. Then another where a dark-haired girl was given shit by her mom and sister for not dyeing her hair platinum blonde for sister's wedding to be matching. I meant dyed. No deaths. I'm an idiot. The one where the guy thought that his GF who was working to be a dermatologist was being shallow for having lots of skincare products, because she was pretty enough without them, so he bagged them all up and threw them out. She had her own bathroom, it wasn't like they shared one and he had no space. He threw out some stuff her deceased father had bought for her as well and then questioned why she was mad at him. This one was so annoying. He scoffed at the fact that she had to wash her face before bed, after working 12 hours. Also somehow didn't connect the fact that she had perfect, airbrushed skin to the fact that she took care of it with these products. The guy who found someone selling the truck he worked on with his dad when he was a kid. The seller told him he had someone coming to buy it for $21,000 and it was his if he could pay $23,000 for it right now. He wanted it so badly that he begged his mom for an early inheritance, maxed out his credit card on Venmo, and most importantly, used all the $12,000 his in-laws had given him for his newborn daughter's savings fund to buy it. The kicker? The thing was in terrible shape, didn't run at all, and he can't afford to get it working. His justification for it all was that one day he and his daughter could work on the truck together and it would be such a valuable memory for her. Original post, https://www.reddit.com/r_using_money_w_6_month/close bracket. That was infuriating. He didn't learn a damn thing. His mum bailed him out using him and his sister's inheritance money, and he plans to continue to lie to his wife. Girl went on a vacation knowing her boyfriend just got diagnosed with a very rare and difficult cancer to beat. BF wanted her to stay and support him. He didn't wanna go on the vacation because he literally just found out he had cancer and offered to pay both of their tickets so she could stay. Girl went anyway and had a blast after her BF found out he had terminal cancer. She also said how it wasn't that bad of news. Makes my skin crawl. One dude was like AITA for not promoting my longest serving, overqualified employee and instead giving the job to my son who just graduated college. Dude got roasted and downvoted to oblivion. I really don't understand why you wouldn't promote the employee then give the son that job. Like he's a brand new grad, maybe you'd want him to learn how your business works before putting him in a position of authority. I get the nepotism angle, but for nepotism to benefit you in a business you own, the business still has to be running properly. Maybe Raja bait, but the one where the ARPS kid was anxious about driving, like full on cry and hysterics just going down the street, and the parents were sick of driving her everywhere, so the OP made her drive home one night and yelled at her over every little mistake. When pressed about daughter's anxiety, OP revealed daughter was in not one, but 4 separate drunk driving accidents as a passenger. OP drove for one, the husband for another, and the uncle for the other 2. Some kids never have a chance. Fucked up family. The one about the bride who skimped out on providing food at her wedding to be able to have Mickey and Minnie make an appearance. Could the guests seat Mickey and Minnie? I don't know if this was Rajabait or not, but probably the GF who got mad at her boyfriend for not coming with her on a trip, but she conveniently left out a detail. He was recently diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma. He was also a doctor who knew full well how aggressive and deadly that form of cancer can be. He was likely having an existential crisis at that time and needed support, but instead received the opposite from the one person he needed it from the most. I really hope that dude is doing well. This guy was upset that his sister disrespected their dad by telling him off and rejecting a wedding gift of a lot of money. He wanted to know if it was worthy enough to get back at her. Turns out the OP knew his father was involved in a lot of robberies and murders and killed a lot of people, and his sister found out only recently and was mortified. Not wanting the blood money and wanting to distance herself from this culture of revenge killings, she got out and moved away. OP wanted to know if it was kosher to do an honor killing basically. He seemed very upset that most of AITA, minus the mods oddly, was telling him off. Okay, asking approval to do an honor killing has got to top this list. I have been in that subreddit for so long, to the point I have more than one. 1. Some guy uninvited his friend to his wedding because he lost his arm in a car accident, thinking he would take all the attention away from him and his wife. 2. Someone got his girlfriend deported. 3. A woman didn't let her brother who hadn't slept for 2 days straight get some sleep because her kids wanted to play with him. I left that subreddit yesterday, best choice of my life. Jesus Christ. I just read about the second story and I hope that it's a fake one. Made me sick. There was this guy who divorced his wife while she was in the hospital. He thought she was terminally ill, because she wasn't her old self. He then, in a matter of months, married a co-worker the wife always felt a little sus about. When the douche found out his wife not only recovered, but got her life together and basically had a mental and physical glow up, he started wondering if he should try shooting his shot with her again. Edit, I'm very sorry, but I couldn't find the post. Tried searching with wife, ex, sick, get back and in all my comments, but nothing comes up. I guarantee it was real, because it was one of the first posts in AITA that made me mad af. P.S. Wow, that's a lot of upvotes. Sounds like the ex-wife dodged a bullet. This guy only liked to hang out with his sons because they did activities together that he liked. He was wondering if he was an ass for ignoring his daughter for pretty much her entire life because he didn't like playing house or tea time or some shit. Oh, I see you met my father-in-law. Actually he was worse because he wouldn't even do the stuff that he liked with her. She would beg him to play baseball, gold, go fishing, etc. with her and he wouldn't. Gold equals golf. I keep thinking about the guy whose girlfriend spent her entire week's food budget to make a lasagna and offered her boyfriend some. He ended up taking the whole thing to feed his buddies, which left her with no food and no way to get food. I sure hope this was Raja bait. It was his family, and as I recall she asked for money to buy like ramen noodles just so she'd have something to eat for the next 3 or 4 days, and he became pissed that she was really that poor. Selling his brother's Pokemon cards for 5k, then not giving his brother the money because he found them while helping him move. Post and update under user https://www.reddit.com/user/low-hat-6035/ who continues to argue that he earned the money, promoting one user to conclude it's rage bait because no one is this stupid. So many good ones already suggested. The one I first thought of was the American guy who had been living in Germany for 15 years yet didn't speak a word of German and didn't want any future children with his new GF to learn either German or the third language she spoke. His older children back in the US only spoke English and it wouldn't be fair to them if their new half siblings were different, so everyone should just be monolingual in English. He had also decided that the kids would definitely grow up in the USA, but hadn't discussed it with the GF at all. There was this girl who stayed at her boyfriend's house. His hobby was drawing a giant map and she carelessly destroyed it and claimed he overreacted because the map wasn't from a real place. Ah man, I feel this one. I pour hours into writing a world for my D&D game and my wife thinks it's all silly and extra. Where's the story of the guy who figured that his pregnant girl would grow to love him and the baby, neither of which she wanted, and then tried to sue her to take custody from him? Here you go. I love how the comments roast Android Appadamp, UTM source equals share. Probably the one about this wife asking if she was the asshole for demanding that her husband wear his wedding ring right after he woke up from surgery. Oh yeah, didn't she demand to know where his ring was and, when he didn't wear it, left the hospital because she was so embarrassed? The woman who went on a trip without her BF. Both were invited, and made it out like he was just being mopey and possessive. Turns out she didn't mention that he was diagnosed with a cancer with a low survival rate and that he didn't want to go on a trip cause of it. That was horrible. I went into it already with my NTA, then I read the comments. What an R. Shout out to our Amid Devil if you want some really painful reads beyond the typical ITA. One dude's girlfriend committed suicide because he lied about helping her move to his country and she had quit her job, etc. in preparation for moving. He just complained about it being hard on him. He missed her cooking. Don't forget that. I got banned from AITA for saying something messed up about a woman who messed with her son's GF's birth control while they were camping so she'd get pregnant because she wanted a grandchild. Worth it, I would assume. The girl who stopped her friend from going to her dream university by replying to the email after guessing her password. The guy that was obviously in love with his new guy friend, and turned his spare room into an art studio for him and gave him a key without discussing it with his wife. In the update he announced that he's leaving her for him to the surprise of no one. The thing that's outrageous was not only the fact that he left her for him, but also his attitude about it. How he said he didn't want people to pity his ex-wife while he was experiencing some life-changing realizations. How he said he was excited for his future with his newfound love. I feel so bad for the ex-wife. IDK if this is on AITA thread, but a male co-worker had a crush on his female co-worker, who recently gave birth, to the point that he would still her breast milk filled container in their pantry and drink it when she brought her baby with her at work. Commenters were saying that what he was doing was unhealthy for the baby, so he said that he will bring a straw next time to drink it. That was the problem the comments had? The woman who mixed all of her Asian boyfriend's rice into a single container and outright refused to believe that the different varieties were, you know, different. Like, seriously, not knowing that basmati and jasmine rice require different cook times and water content is one thing, But breaking your partner's boundaries, reorganizing their stuff without their permission, and then getting mad when hundreds of people tell you how badly you just fucked up? That takes some next level self-absorption. The kind of self-absorption that will never now be achieved by the rice. The lasagna. https://www.reddit.com/r/AITA/my_for_underscore taking_for_when/b66cuscb6 closed bracket. The guy's absolutely oblivious to the fact he's an asshole. The story is insane. To put it into perspective, he took enough lasagna home to his family to feed his family of 6 for 2 meals. The woman who was chastised for yelling at her son after she purposefully dumped her homemade pasta all over the floor, ruining a dinner party. OP then made her husband remake the pasta and he almost started crying. The one where a girl asked if she was overreacting because she threw a massive temper tantrum against her boyfriend for having a female friend, only to realize it was his cousin. Actually, that might have been a tifu. Either way, the implication on her end was that if it were a female friend, she would have been justified. She acknowledged her obsessive behavior, but just, wow. Never in history has a person been able to convince me they're absolutely exhausting to be around in such record time. The lady who liked to wash spaghetti sauce off her pasta so it retained an essence of sauce. https://www.reddit.com/r/AITA/my_for_underscore being_mad_bef_won't_make_noodles_the/ homeopathic spaghetti.